Hey, how's it going? This is Darrin Goodman from GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson. Today I want to show you some ideas for spicing up the pentatonic scale. Just so, hopefully it'll give you some more ideas in your, soloing, improvising and stuff, just to make things a little more interesting, a little different. So be sure to click on the link in the description for the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look at this. All right, so the very first thing what we're going to do is we're going to be using the box pattern of the minor pentatonic scale. And we're doing this in E minor. So we're going to be starting on the 12th fret of the 6th string. So we've got 12, and then 15, and then on the 5th string 12, 14, on the 4th string 12, 14, on the 3rd string 12, 14, and 2nd string 12, 15, and the 1st string 12, 15. All right, so you probably already know this pattern. It's very useful, use it all the time. But let's look at some ways we can kind of change things up in it. So in the minor pentatonic scale, the intervals that you play has a minor third. So that note on the second note on the 6th string and the 1st string are both minor thirds, as well as the 12th fret, or the first note on the 3rd string. So depending upon what key you're in. And this is the same. That the shape is the same no matter what key you're in. You just move it. So if we take that note and we raise it a half step, it gives us a major third. So it would make the pattern now 12, 16. 12, 14, 12, 14, 13, 14, 12, 15, 12, 16. So that just gives it a very different kind of sound, and so you can mix and match those two things together. It's actually pretty cool when you're doing bluesy stuff, is to switch between a minor third and a major third inside of the lick you're doing and stuff, because then you can get some cool sounds like that. It also kind of gives it kind of a country vibe, kind of in southern rock kind of a sound too. So you can take any of the licks that you normally play in minor pentatonic, inside that box, and you can use this pattern now just to make it a little bit different, just by changing that minor third to a major third. And then again, like I said, you can mix and match them together. All right, so another thing is to add the blue note. So when you do this, then people will call this like the blues scale. But in a sense, what it is it's the minor pentatonic, but you're adding in one more note. You're adding in a flat 5. So when you play through this standard box pattern, you've got your root note, a minor third, a perfect 4th, a perfect 5th, and a minor 6th, and then you're back to your root again. So if we just add in a flat 5, so in here we're going to be starting on the 6th string, we've got 12, 15. And then on the 5th string, we've got 12, 13, 14. So that note on the 13th fret, that is your flat 5, or the blue note. And then moving on, the 4th string, 12, 14, 3rd string, 12, 14, and then add 15. Again, that's your blue note again, your flat 5. And then continue up the scale as normal. So when you ascend the scale, then you get this kind of... So it just gives you some more kind of more of a blues kind of a sound. But it's not just for blues. I mean, you can use it in rock stuff. I right there, I use that just like all the time. And that's what is actually going to bring us into the next thing that I want to talk about, is adding in extra notes to the scale. So this pentatonic scale, you can add in other notes, you know, passing tones, accidentals, whatever you want to call them, and you can really get some interesting sounds and stuff. So a thing that I really like to do is I add an extra note on each string, making it 3 notes per string. Now, this is not a 3 note per string pentatonic scale. This is just the pentatonic scale with some extra notes added in there. So what I do is starting on, and this is just one of many ideas. This is just happens to be the one that I like to use. So starting on the 6th string, we've got 12, 14, 15. So I'm adding in that extra note on the 14th fret. And then moving to the 5th string, 12, 14, 15 again. So this is actually like the first 6 notes of a natural minor scale. And then moving on to the 4th string, 12, 13, 14. I like that chromatic section there. Then moving on to the 3rd string, 12, 13, 14, or excuse me, 12, 14, 15. So I've got that blue note in there, like we talked about before. And then that same shape again on the 2nd string, 12, 14, 15, and then again on the 1st string, 12, 14, 15. So if you're just playing it up like a scale, it doesn't really sound all that great. It's even less musical than just playing a regular scale. But there's some neat licks you can do just by adding in that adding in the passing tone. So one that I really like, and I actually did a lesson on how to play this lick, so I'm not really gonna get into it. You know, look through the channel and you'll find it. That's a lick that I really like, and it just gives it, you can kind of add in some extra speed and just kind of, you know, some little cool factor to it, because it's got those couple extra notes in there that just make it, you know, it makes it kind of flow better. It's easier to alternate pick quickly, in my opinion, you know, with being 3 notes on the string instead of 2, and then ending on that flat 5. You know, it's that blue note, but it also kind of gives it that cool diminished sound to it. Okay, and then the last thing is that if you incorporate, you can use the Mixolydian scale along with the pentatonic scale, and it shares a lot of the same notes. This is the pattern I'm going to use is 3 notes per string, and again, it's just going to it's going to overlap that pentatonic scale. It's going to add some extra notes in there, and again, make it kind of sound cool, you know, a little more interesting. So the shape for this is, in this case, we're starting on the 10th fret of the 6th string. We've got 10, 12, 14, and then on the 5th string, 10, 12, 14. On the 4th string, 10, 12, 14. On the 3rd string, 11, 12, 14. The 2nd string, 12, 13, 15. And on the 1st string, 12, 14, 15. So as you can see, we end up overlapping that pentatonic scale and putting in some passing tones. We've got these notes that are in there, but we've also got those 2 notes. And then on the 3rd string, we have 1 more note there. And so on and so forth. So it's just a really cool way to do it. A lot of blues players will incorporate them together. So if you just memorize that Mixolydian pattern, and then just remember that no matter what key you're in, you just play that a whole step below whatever key you're in. So, you know, in this case, we're playing E minor pentatonic, so I'm starting on the 12th fret, E. Well, I just moved down a whole step on the 10th fret, and now that's the D. That's where you play Mixolydian. So if you were playing, you know, something that was in B minor pentatonic, you're on the 7th fret of the 6th string for that B. But when you did your Mixolydian, you would start on the 5th fret. All right, so I hope that helps you. I hope that gives you some ideas for some stuff you can do to spice up that tried and true pentatonic scale. And if you like the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment down below. Give the video a thumbs up, and we will see you next time.